Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm going to be doing my news rant for the day. What we're going to do is go over some of the news articles that Lee, right, one of the traders, admin traders that are in my group and is providing excellent trades for Pandora's Wallet subscribers and DaVinci J15 subscribers. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at this news article, and it is let's see here. Kick token becomes hyper-deflationary and DeFi protocol, destroys 99.9% of its emissions. Wow. And starts staking the Cake token. Wow, that's awesome. This POS, proof of stake algorithm token. Okay. Anybody know anything about Kick? I do not know anything about it, so let me know in the comment section below so I can learn a little bit about Kick and see if it's worth my time actually studying it. The next item here is the Thailand SEC. Okay, what? Thai's SEC warrants. Ooh, Thailand. Oh, you got me shivering my boots. DeFi transactions could be subject to law involving licensing. Yes. If you've got a system that runs everywhere, you gotta have a license for that. Oh my God. You gotta be playing, man. You got to be playing, right? These people, these guys have no clue. The regulators is signaling that it may move to regulate the country's DeFi sector. Okay. Let me help you out there, right? DeFi stands for decentralized finance. What part of the decentralized are you not getting? That means there's nobody you can shoot, there's nobody you could arrest, and there's nobody you could put in jail or charge for fine for. Okay? Do you understand? These guys have no clue, right? Because it's like I write a piece of software and I put it out there and people use it or not. So you're gonna put a license. You're gonna ask somebody to pay a license fee or pay for a license fee for that, right? Oh man! And in an announcement on Sunday, the securities regulator said DeFi activities involving digital tokens, such as liquidity provider tokens, oh my God, government's tokens, or tokens issued. Well, I guess they could do governance tokens. Yeah, they could do that. But liquidity provider tokens, get real, right? Tokens issued to those transactions in DeFi projects must be licensed and abide by specified rules. Yeah, okay. Dream on, buddy. Dream on. All you're going to do, let's just pretend you decide you go chasing after, like, I don't know, Maker, DAO, for example, right? And Maker's like, whatever, I'm not doing it. I don't have to come to Thailand, right? They don't have to go to Thailand to be subjected to your rules, right? Then let's just say you try to go after those guys, right? You try vigilantly, right? The SEC of Thailand, and they do a little bit of damage to Maker, not a whole lot because they can, right? All that creates is that, okay, I have to make a DAO, the decentralized autonomous organization, where there is no head, there is no person to prosecute, there is no one to go after. And then what you do is you strengthen the DeFi project. So go right ahead. Go right ahead. Do that. You strengthen us. You don't weaken us by trying to attack us. So you're wasting your time. Well, you're not wasting your time. You're actually improving our lives. Please do. Okay. Let's go on to this. A Bitcoin miner marathon will no longer censor transactions, CEO says. Marathon committed to a core tenet of Bitcoin community, including decentralization, inclusion, and no censorship. Well, that's good. That's how awfully white of you to not censor which cryptocurrencies, which transactions are going to go into the Bitcoin blockchain, right? When I ran a node, I used to run a mining pool, and my pool was set to free transactions to include into the blockchain. I mean, it was ridiculous. So it doesn't matter if these guys started to to do that, censor transactions. Eventually, there's some set of miners that will not censor the transaction. So, and then of course there's the mining pools, right? They get to choose as well which transactions goes in. And so, as if a transaction, if a mining pool starts to censor transactions, people start to talk about that. That what happens is the mining, because anyone can mine anywhere, right? People will start mining on their own, and even though it'll take maybe months or a year to get a block, they might just include all the core. They might have code that includes every single transaction that's been ignored by you guys, and so it doesn't solve the problem, right? And then eventually, more as those people get more and more transactions, do more transactions, that people will attract to them and attract to those pools, because they're getting more fees and getting more advantages than, hey, you know what, than so those guys who do censor. So I mean, you can go and try ahead and censor, but all you're going to do is end your ability to mine. And yeah, that's why I don't like the coalition of miners in the United States, because all that does is centralize mining at the point of a gun to say, hey, now that you guys are together, you're going to do it our way. And see that transaction over there? We just don't like it, so you're not going to add it. And that's a waste of time, really. It is a waste of time, because eventually someone could mine it into a block, and there's nothing they can do. Now, of course, they could try to 51% attack that block and ignore that block and go around and orphan that block. But yeah, that's a fool's game as well. So, not going to happen. Not going to happen. So there will be there's going to be lots of fights like this coming down the pipe with Bitcoin, and I hope developers and miners and the community at large see it for what it is, and do not fall victim to it. Okay. Next piece of news: Bitcoin accumulation uptrend can create a 2013 style BTC price bubble. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. That means that this is like a the 2013 double bubble kind of deal here. I think that the leverage has like dampened the movement of Bitcoin a lot. Leverage trading, basically, because in order to get the same kind of gains in the past, you couldn't do leverage, so you had to hold to a higher amount, from $2 all the way to $266 to get that kind of huge movement. And so with leverage now in the game, you can see that this maybe our movements are not going to be as high as crazy high as possible, but there will be a point in time where corporations have to FOMO into Bitcoin, or they're going to be left out. And I feel that date will be this cycle, because the next cycle, after the next cycle, I don't think Bitcoin will have that many cycles after that. I think the next one is the last one for sure, because then we're going to be way below the emission rate will be way below the gold on 2025 or was it 2024 or something like that, when we have the next happening. And so I find it hard to believe that we won't see massive price increases, especially since a 25% increase in currency supply is guaranteed, and now we're already seeing 25% increase in inflation or prices. So that's a guaranteed year over year thing. And can I ask you guys all a question here? Since 25% is an increase of all of your everything that you buy. So if you want to buy, wood, lumber, you want to buy food, groceries, you want to buy coffee, whatever, you have to expect a 25% increase. So now the question is, are you getting a 25% raise in your salary every year? Probably not. Is your company increasing prices out there for stuff? Probably they are, and if they're not, right, they're going to have to eventually, right, or they're going to be losing out. Well, it all depends on, of course, what they're selling. Of course, if they're selling Netflix videos, yeah, right. There doesn't need to be a 25% increase in those assets because of the low cost of value, but the low cost of production of the asset to sell it to the individual. So, but those that have high margins, they're going to have some problems. So I'm looking forward to seeing some serious price increases, and of course, the price increase of Bitcoin, right, in the future. Because Bitcoin's real, Bitcoin's here to stay, and you need to be a part of it. Cheers.